Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Selling Real Estate with Kelly Cook. We got Kelly Cook.
What's up, Elizabeth?
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Better than I deserve, right? Little
Oh,
Dave
God.
Ramsey there for you.
Great. Well, I feel the same way. So
Good.
today, last week we finished up our 5-part series on launching your real estate career effectively. It was a great series. If you didn't listen to it, go back, listen to the whole thing. It was awesome. Today, we're going to talk about business planning and why you should do that even now, although it's not even quite October yet, but we're still looking toward 2020, and it's really not that far away.
No.
So we're going to get into business planning. Kelly, why should you make a business plan?
Oh my goodness, this is my favorite time of the year. We're a couple days away from October 1st, and that's kind of like the deadline for us to make sure we are doing this. And from our team internally here, right, make sure all the agents are very clear on what they want to do in 2020, and then B, what's the path to get there, right? So it's very important because we all know being in real estate that the sales cycle in real estate is about 3 to 4 months out. So what you are doing today will come to roost, basically, right? You reap what you sow in about 3 to 4 months from now. So even today, if you're looking around going, man, my pipeline's not as full as it should be, all you got to do is go back 3 to 4 months and say, oh, that's why.
What was I doing then?
Exactly, right? What was I doing then? Oh, you're right. I was taking a vacation, maybe well-deserved, maybe not. I don't know, but I just wasn't working or doing what I should be doing, right? So that being said, that's why vacation or business planning vacation is important too. Business planning is
Don't forget
very
about
important.
that.
Yeah, exactly. Matter of fact, I'm gonna say something very bold here that maybe a lot of people wouldn't ever think or never even heard someone say. But the very first thing we want to do when it comes to business planning that I ask the agents on our team to do, and any coaching students that we have, is to first and foremost block off 4 weeks of vacation, okay, for the following year, right? The first thing. Why? Well, because in a perfect world, you do them once a quarter too, right? That way, because here's the deal: when you're doing sales, if you're doing sales the correct way and you're talking to a lot of people, you're going to receive a lot of rejection. You are. And there's going to be highs and lows, and income will not be steady, and the whole 9 yards, right? Um, Yet, so on vacation, what that does is it gives you something to look forward to. You're motivated to have on the horizon upcoming. And so, okay, look, I'm going to bust my tail for 2 more weeks because in 3 weeks I'm going to X wherever, right? And I'm excited about it. Can't wait. Time off, regroup. The whole 9 yards, right? And so that's very, very important. Then, secondly, what is the goal for 2020? What do I want to accomplish? Okay. Now, from a business standpoint, we talk a lot about the income level, right? Someone wants to make, because let's be
Net,
honest.
how
Yeah,
much?
exactly. Because if you're in sales, and you're in sales for a reason, usually, right? And a lot of it has to do with some sort of income you're trying to achieve. Yet I tell you what, it's very easy to put a number on paper. It's very hard to get there if you don't have a plan, you don't have dedication, coaching, accountability, the whole 9 yards, right? So it's important because you need to then have that goal written on paper, because goals that are written on paper are extremely more apt to actually be realized and being accomplished. So,
And if you say it out loud, I've heard as well, paper, and you got to say it out loud and say it to other people so that
no question.
you kind of have a kind of an internal accountability, like, well, I told these people this was what I was going to do. So
Yep, that's it. That's a great point. And that's part of, when you have a group around you, like a team or just a group of other agents, maybe that you're all individual agents, but you get together and you mastermind. It's huge, right? It's huge. And that's, horizontal accountability, which we call horizility hashtag. Okay.
oh.
Hashtag. Yeah. It's going
It's
to
a
be in the
new one. I like it.
Hashtag horizility. Okay. It's on our wall in our office in the back. It's awesome. All right. Horizontal accountability. Okay. So why this time of year? Well, we talked about that, right? It's because of the lag, the sales cycle lag, right? You want to hit the ground in January running, okay? Not waiting till March or April, May to ramp up your sales. Now, in Arizona, where we're located, our busy time's coming up. It's almost opposite the rest of the country for the vast majority of the other states, okay? Where you're going to winter and it slows down a little bit, right? That's never an excuse, because again, the markets don't slow down, agents do, okay? There's still deals being done. There's still people selling houses and people buying houses and so on and so forth. So we do it now for that reason. We want to hit the ground running. So the first thing we do after we do that, we get a piece of paper out, right? And we want to then say, okay, how many deals did you close last year? And what was the source codes or sources of those deals? You have to know where you've been to know where you're going. Okay. So then what that does is bring transparency and sheds light on the fact of what worked for me. Because, some agents might be great on the phone. Other agents might be better, knocking on doors or whatever the case may be, or talking to internet leads, whatever it is. So where did your deals come from? All right. That's the huge thing you got to ask and know. And then what you do is say, okay, I closed 34 deals last year and 10 of them came from my sphere. 10 came from online advertising, and the other, whatever it is, 14 came from outbound prospecting, whatever it is, right? That'd be a pretty good mix, by the way. About a third is what we're really shooting for on those three sources. But anyways, if that's the deal, then you say, okay, I've obviously closed more with outbound prospecting. Break it down one step further. What type of outbound prospecting? What were you calling? Were you calling expireds? If you're calling more than just one list for sell by owners, then maybe you're really good at one. Well, if that's the case, then we're going to really pivot and we're going to work in 2020 on that lead source and becoming even better at it, finding more data on it so that you have more people to call and you can really nail it, because you're probably going to be more profitable with your cost per hour on that segment. So all these things go into play when it comes to business planning, and you have to have that written plan to know exactly how to accomplish this. And what we also do, Elizabeth, is we say, okay, now you have that dollar amount that you're shooting for that you want to make. Perfect. Now we reverse engineer that, right? And we have 7 different metrics we go through, and I'll just list them off real quick for anybody's interested. Okay. The first one is obviously your income. The second are your closings. Okay. And then we're going backwards here, right? The third one would be your listings signed or your conversions, right? People who said, I agree to work with you, and they signed their John Hancock to it. Okay. The next one is your appointment held. The next one is your appointment set, because again, not all of your appointments that you set will be held. People will cancel on you. People are flaky. You know how it is nowadays, right? And then after appointment held, next one is what we call opportunities, which are people who give you permission to follow up at some point in the future, and you can add them to your database or CRM. All right. And then you put them in your follow-up system. And then the one before that, or the last one, the 7th one, are contacts. Okay. And what we define a contact is anyone you speak to about real estate. Okay. So if you talk to somebody and you call them up and you say, hey, my name is Kelly Cook and I'm calling today because I want to sell your house. That's the worst script in America. But if you said that and they go, yeah, and they go, no, thanks, click. That's a contact, right? Okay. Likewise, if you call someone up and go, hey, Elizabeth, this is Kelly. And, I'm calling here today because, oh, by the way, I have a friend named Elizabeth. You don't know Elizabeth so-and-so. And you're like, oh, I do. Or I'm from, Nebraska.
That was so good. I really, for a second, was like, okay. Like, I thought you were really just talking to me like, I have a friend named Elizabeth. So that was great. Great script, by the way.
But whatever you said and you just started going off some tangent about how you both are from the same city, somewhere in America, or you grew up or you're whatever, blah, blah, blah. You have some common interest about fluffy cats or green dragons or whatever it is, right? Tattoos on your back. I don't know, right? Some crazy, right? Then all of a sudden the person goes, oh wait, Kelly, I got to go. My kid just walked in the door. Got to run. See ya, click. And you then never mentioned real estate or asked them about real estate one time. That's not a contact. Okay. So it's very simple. Now, those are 7 metrics that we reverse engineer to try to get you to your income level ultimately at the end of the year. And what I love about it is it breaks it down daily, right? So daily how many contacts you need to have, how many opportunities you need to have, appointment set, et cetera, right? So that's how we ultimately do it.
Wonderful. And now when you are goal setting, do you think, in your experience, it's better to set a goal that is, a very, very high goal that, you're like, I know this seems crazy, but I'm going to work every day toward this, but it's just astronomical, like double what you did last year, all of that stuff, triple what you did last year? Or is it better to, upon reflection and kind of looking back at, all of those things, is it better to make a more attainable goal? Do you think, set your goals high or set your goals where you can reasonably attain that? What do you think is better?
Okay, good question. So I have some thoughts on that. So I really feel strongly that the goal that has to go on your business plan, that's the official one, right, is the one that you are absolutely sold out for, 100% sold out for, right? That you will let somebody, whip you with a cat of nine tails, whatever, right? If you don't do what you're supposed to do, that one, right? And honestly, we ask the question every time. It's a pretty simple process. So we'll sit there and go, okay, Jimmy, so what's the goal this year? And he says a number. We go, great. Let's put a real number to it. He goes, you know what? I'm going to make, 80,000. Fantastic. Okay, great. So if you made 70, would that still work? And Jimmy goes, yeah, I mean, that'd be good.
And
Okay,
that's not
cool.
the goal, right?
There you go. If you made 60, could you survive? And that'd be good. Yeah, I could survive. That'd be okay. How about 50? I mean, my bills would be paid, but I'd be a little disappointed. Okay, how about 40? Nope, right, or whatever the number is, right? And then there's a number that finally someone always goes, nope. And then okay, then you go up a little bit, maybe more, and you get that number, and then all of a sudden that's the number. Because here's the deal: if I let them get by as their mentor or their accountability partner, of saying a number that really be fantastic to hit, but really at the end of the day they're not sold out for, then when the going gets tough, which it always does, and I say, well, now what are you gonna do because you didn't get that done? And they go, I don't know, it's okay. Then what are we doing?
You're not holding yourself accountable then.
Exactly. So, but now with that, they should still have that stretch goal. So really every single year there's two goals. The one that is they're sold out for no matter what. Okay. Then the one that says, you know what, but this is what I really need to make or want to make. Right. And then that number is always higher, of course. Right. And then we put that on their, what we call a 411, put that on their sheet. And we keep that in mind, obviously, and try to coach them to that and they know what that number is. They know what the daily responsibility number is to get there. But at the end of the day, where the rubber meets the road is that number they have to have.
Mm-hmm. That makes perfect sense. And there's something to say about if you're setting your goals really high and you don't achieve them year after year because they're not really that attainable, it can really start to wear on your mind and, to have you not work toward that goal because, I'm not going to make it anyway. It's way too out of reach. So I think that's important to think about too.
Very much so.
Perfect. So you're starting your business plan now, you're setting your goals. What we talked about the systems that you use, kind of breaking it down day by day. And why we're starting in October, because you gotta think back about 3-4 months. Is that what you said is kind of the pipeline? Perfect. Well, yeah, if you need any help with your business setting goals, and this doesn't apply just even to real estate, but I mean, everybody really needs to have that yearly goal and the income they want to make throughout everything.
That's right.
So,
it needs to be visible. It can't be tucked in a drawer somewhere, right? You should put it on your bathroom mirror or some
vision boards.
Your vision boards are huge, right? Make a vision board, get some magazines, go to the internet, print out some stuff, put them on, get some glue, put it on a cardboard board and
get creative.
And just put it somewhere, right? That you can see it. And here's the thing: we all have those days. Let's go back to mindset a little bit, right? But I'm gonna just mention it really quick.
It's important within this too. So
we have those days where we don't want to do what we really don't want to do, what we know we need to do or should be doing. And so it's very easy, if you're not completely in tune with your goal, or you know what it is for that matter, to just go, I'm going to lay in bed for another 2 hours, right? Or, it's just a little bit too hot out there for me to go outside and do, door knocking or networking group or whatever, right? I'll do it tomorrow. Well, that doesn't work, because I tell you, there's a great book out there called Atomic Habits, which I'm reading right now. Phenomenal book. I'm a reader. I like to continue to educate myself always, right? And continue to be a better version of myself. That book is awesome. But one thing he said in there is I asked this guy who trains elite level athletes, like Olympians and people of that nature, right? Who have dominated their position or their sport, whatever. And I asked him, I go, what separates those athletes from the good, but or average athlete, right? And he said the guy told me the usual things that I expected to hear first, right? Talent, ability, maybe a little luck, whatever, right? But at the end of the day, he goes, the number one thing that separates those guys from all the other athletes that have the talent and whatever, but they never make it to the great status is the ability to deal with the daily and weekly boredom of the routine. That's it. There you go. There's a secret sauce. Everything you want to know is right there in front of you, right? That's it. He goes, because we all think that these athletes were born, yeah, they're born with more, maybe more talent, genetics, and whatever like that. Okay, yeah, maybe so. But we all think they were born with this super extra gas tank of passion, right? That even on days where they are tired or not feeling well, they just have this burning passion to, and it's easy for them, right? And that's not the case. The difference is they are okay with and good with dealing with the boredom that comes every single day of lifting that same weight or running that same mile, whatever it is, right? Because they're in tune with what their goal is and how to achieve it. I mean, that's the bottom line.
Yeah. There's
Daily
that saying,
repetition of boredom.
insanity, which I'm going to flip this, but there's that famous saying, like, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. And you can kind of flip that and to be like, yes, but doing the same thing over and over is going to get you the results. Like, that's where it's going to, I don't know if if it made sense in my head, that whole
Yeah,
metaphor.
I
I'm
knew
like,
you were going
yes,
with
that's
that.
how it's clicking for me. Like repetition though, exactly. Repetition is
Yeah,
going to at the end of the day get you the results that you want. So
yeah, no doubt.
business planning,
Yeah,
getting
the people who are the most successful aren't the people who have these wildly different schedules every single day or week, right? It's the people who, like, if you look at the people who are successful, who are still out there working, and whatnot, right? You go shout out them for a day, because they are not the people that are bouncing around doing this and that every day. Their first half of the day, at least, if not the whole day, is probably extremely boring. But they do it every single day, and they're very good at it. And
diligent.
that yields the results. That is very sexy.
And that's when you can do so like you talked about, first thing, schedule those vacations. Use those vacations to really hone in your spontaneity and all of that stuff when you've got your scheduled time to be
Yeah, that's the
spontaneous.
point. There you go. That's when you rejuvenate. That's
Mm-hmm.
it. That's it. And that's when you get to do all your spontaneity, right? If I said that correctly, and
Mm-hmm.
do whatever you want to do and sleep until noon or whatever you can, whatever, right? But like when it's go time, it's go time, and you got to be Darren Hardy has another quote too. Great author. He goes,
We love quotes around here, if you guys didn't already know. We
quotes
love
are awesome.
athletic descriptions, like, and using those and metaphors, and we love quotes. So
Yes, this quote's good. It will resonate. He's the author too, and he goes, "Adults devise a plan and follow it every day. Children do what feels good." So if I just turn the knife a little bit on some of y'all out there, right? Because maybe you're doing what feels good a lot of the time of the week, then that's what children do. So when you step up, devise a plan, i.e. business planning, and then follow it every single day, no matter how bored it is, because that will give you the wildly successful result that you're looking for, period. Mic drop, end of story.
bam. All right, well, that's all you need to know about business planning. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure there is much more to know, and you could actually ask Kelly yourself. You can give him a call. Where can they reach you if they need some more help with business planning?
Yeah, as always, our office here at 480-442-9868. And if you send me an email, that works great too. I will read it. I will get to it. It is info@kellycookhomes.com. And of course, our Facebook page is Kelly Cook Real Estate Group at Facebook.
Yeah. You can reach out to him anytime. He will help you. And that's it for today. We'll be back. I don't know what our topic's going to be next week yet, but we will come up with something great for you. So
absolutely,
we're being a little spontaneous, just a little bit, and we're going to surprise you.
Yes.
So, all right,
that.
Kelly, have a great day.
You too, Elizabeth. Thank you.
Yeah.